Let's kick it. Hey Dave, how you doing? Just been fucking around, cut some grass, talking to friends of mine. Then I come out here and drink a cup of water. Just kick it, know what I'm saying? Oh, you got a notification, that's good. Yeah, maybe I'm off their shit list. I'll just be kicking it. Good, Stephanie. Hey, Big Mama. Hey, how you doing? Well, that's good news, Stephanie. It was hot here today, human. Humidity got up there, like 68% or something. You know, I didn't eat any of those chicken wings. I think Marty said they were really good. I got him some. Should I tell that hitchhiker, get whatever you want, man, no problem. You know, he orders $25 worth of wings and a $4 pop. Marty said they were really good, but small. But he really liked them. Hey, Killjoy, Prudenville, all right. I sure drove it down through there a lot. You ever go to that little coffee shop there that lady has? Forget the name of it. Yeah, I gave him some cash too. Huh? He seemed like a nice guy. I mean, if you're out there doing that and you don't have any money, you're screwed, really. Yeah, no, yeah, it's a good ride for him. I would have considered it. I used to hitchhike a lot. I mean, I think that's the second hitchhiker I've seen down here in 15 months. Bees are busy as hell tonight. Can you hear those bees buzzing from here? Can you hear that? I get a lot of them landing on me when I'm sitting here too. Oh, you hear all that, huh? Good. I mean, these bees get in the house all the time. If you've got a bee in your room and there's like anything lit, like, you know, the light on a TV, even if it's not on, you know, the one where it shows that it's plugged in, it will drive you nuts, man. It's noisy when you're trying to like fall asleep in a quiet room. Yeah, no, I'd probably get murdered doing it someday, but I'm still going to do it. You know, you make that 10-second decision if it's okay or not. Kind of like the prostitutes in Detroit, man. They had a sixth sense. It's not a guarantee, but man, they could size people up in no time. Yeah, Kiss Me Coffee Shop. How's that place hanging in there? Oh, do you, Stephanie? What's that restaurant too? That log cabin looking place? Shakers. Yeah, she is. Yep. Yep. Yeah, he seemed like an okay guy. I mean, he's 45 or 50 hitchhiking. I mean, so what? I mean, I'm a little skeptical of the Jesus stories and God telling you to do this and do that. It's kind of bordered on schizophrenia. Yeah, no, I did. Yeah. Shit, he's had two wives that are dead already. This is the first night in a while where, like, you could sit out here and not be sweating. Oh, good. Could you hear him talking just as good, too? What does another, like, kind of flag is walking down the expressway. I mean, it just doesn't get you anywhere. In a hot day when you don't need to be. Yeah, hear those things? I think it's something besides crickets. I'm not 100% sure what. Oh, it's peaceful. Yeah, it sure is. Weather's good today. It was hot today, but it's nice right now. Cooled off. It's against the law to walk along the expressway and hitchhike, yeah? It's against the law to hitchhike in Indiana? Wow, you're lucky. Oh, cicadas? Okay. That's what I think they are. Oh, it's illegal? I mean, this is actually a law. I think it's a law where you can't hitchhike on expressways or something like that. But is it actually a law in some of these states where you can't do it at all anywhere? I'll have to look that up tonight. Oh, okay, yeah, I believe that, yeah. Huh. Wow, no kidding. Crazy. I wonder if it's something they enforce. Oh, okay. The most popular bird in my area? You talking about like overall or like bird watchers or hunting or pet bird or what? Yeah, I saw sparrows earlier in the year. See the most of crows and vultures. Not vultures, not many in the last 2 weeks or so. It's gotten hot. I think they go somewhere. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Huh. But I think it's nice. Excuse me. I think it's nice to. Excuse me. To sit out here. No mosquitoes. It's because there's no water. That's why I said earlier I don't want a pond. No. I see bald eagles once in a while. I've seen two since I've been here. And I don't see any cranes at all. None. Good night, Stephanie. Good nighty night. Yeah. They were on the railroad tracks eating something between here and Union Point. Yeah, I'd never use it. Either one. Hey, Rita, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Oh, that's cool. No, yeah, you got that. Don't worry here, man. I don't want anything living. Yeah, we had one last night. Almost jacked me out of my pay-per-view. Yeah, I agree, Rita. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I have friends of mine that did that. I mean, I like the outdoors and all that, but that wouldn't do a thing. I would no way hike like that. I get too bored. Irish and Scottish. These bees will attack this light if it's close to the hive. Yeah, it's a pretty place. But Rita, how does like Jesus? How does Jesus like tell you that and you answer him, or God? I mean, isn't that schizophrenia? You're hearing voices. Oh, good for you. Mary sees those quite a bit up Traverse City. Oh, cool. No, but hearing voices is a mental illness, isn't it? I mean, either you hear them or you don't. I'm just saying why you hear them. And if a voice tells you to go kill your mother and another one tells you to hitchhike to the East Coast, it's a fucking difference. In other words, is the God talking to you any different than the voice telling you to go take out your mom? He did, but I'm just saying, hearing voices, that's different than having thoughts. You know, if you say to yourself, I bet God would really like it if I went out and hitchhiked on the East Coast. Okay, that makes sense. Probably would. You can go and do witness. But when you're hearing God and you're talking with Him and you're answering Him, that's a whole nother animal. Yeah, you're right, Em. Yep. Yeah, right. Yep. Is your name pronounced Srovuka, like the E's silent? Or Sroivuka? Sroivuka? The E is silent? Oh, okay. Does that does that mean something? Or is it just like a name? Oh, okay. Not too much. It's me just partying. Party time, you're right. Oh, good, Tony. Good for you. When do you go to down in Mount Pleasant? Go to a concert? Anything, it's me. Soup to nuts. We're just tripping, you know what I'm saying? Now, you know, the Sinead O'Connor now, earlier they said she had health problems. Somebody told me tonight they thought she died from a heart attack. But I had two people tell me she shot herself. What have you guys read? No, I get that. I get that. A belief, yeah, you believe in God. Faith, same thing. Doing something, sure. But he said he was told by God and he said yes, he'd do it. He was talking to him. Yeah. Yeah, well, I haven't seen it in an official source, so, but I kind of went with shot herself. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, on Saturday Night Live. Yeah. Now they said that derailed her career. I never followed her enough to know if that's true. I couldn't believe she was 56. Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, well, look at Naomi Judd, boy. That would have been last on my list. She was a big Bible toter and, pleasing God and put one between her eyes. Oh, okay. I mean, unless it's a family member protecting her, I wouldn't think Sinead O'Connor would have any problem with people knowing how she really died. She seemed like a pretty straight shooter to me. Hmm. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. No, nothing can compare or something. Now, in a little blurb I read, they said she got famous by a remake of a Prince song. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I knew that. Her son killed himself. Yeah, I liked her too. Yeah, she was a beautiful young girl. Oh, you like her? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, tortured. Yeah, that's true. Oh, you liked her? Oh, okay. I bet you like Janis Joplin and who's that other girl, the jazz singer that killed herself? Yeah, Amy something. Amy Winehouse. There's a couple interviews with Dick Cavett on Janis Joplin. She seemed like a super cool person, though. So did Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, Amy Winehouse. Yep. Hey, John, how you doing? I didn't really, know too much about her. Yeah. Oh, it was alcohol. Oh, it was alcohol overdose. Really? Wasn't it mixed with drugs though? I mean, that's pretty hard to kill yourself drinking. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right, Drifter. No kidding. I didn't know that was possible at that age. Like alcohol poisoning, you mean? Wow. I guess I'm lucky. Whenever I drank, I like quit drinking at a certain point. Not that I'd still want to drive before then, but I never like got where I throw up or like falling over or any of that shit. Oh, she was tiny. She was, huh? I didn't know that. I read an article one time she had fake boobs. Not that that's a big deal, but it just kind of from the little I knew of her, and I don't give a fuck attitude, I'm surprised that she would have gave a shit about that. Unless she, of course, used the world's most famous excuse for breast enhancement. That is, dresses didn't look right on her. Oh, congratulations. Oh, he did. Oh, okay. Wow. Crazy. My dad got plowed, drank a fifth a day for like 40 years. More than that sometimes. And he didn't die of that. I wonder why he didn't get it. But you know who I felt bad for, just from the little I knew? That Anne Hesh. Hollywood just kind of dumped her, and she couldn't get roles and was running out of money. And that one that crashed her car and it caught on fire and she burned to death. I hear a train. That's really rare. Train to nowhere. Hey, Karen. Oh, really, Melissa? Yeah, night sounds cool, isn't it? Yeah, I know you could hear him, but it's good you can hear him really well. Yeah, it's like that all the time. Be like that till about 4 in the morning. About an hour before the sun comes up, or hour and a half, they quit doing it. You hear that train? Midnight train to nowhere. Oh, good for you, Melissa. Yeah, treehouse, yeah. Yeah, I could do it. I could do it for you. There's plenty of trees, 125, 150-year-old trees. That gets old after a while, though. Plus, what would you do during our frequent lightning storms? Hey, there are lightning rods getting put in my place, too, by the way. Oh, that's cool. Jay and his girlfriend? Who is that? Yeah, you'd need AC. It's too hot. I mean, maybe somebody can do it, you know? Yeah, you're probably right. Rods. I'm going to have a lightning rod. I'm going to have it put into the guest bedroom. I'm going to fry Rita like a Christmas turkey. She visits. Oh, okay. Oh, Frank Zappa? Oh, my God. Oh, was he? I didn't, he just talked, and you miss a lot of that because you're talking to other people. I didn't hear that part. God. Yeah, I think I'd rather get to know him a little bit better. I want to use my spare bedroom so when people are going fucking nuts like I have a couple of times, they just have a place to come to and don't have to do a fucking thing. Just like not even talk to me. It'd be fine. I get it. Just go over there and, whatever. I'll get you food at the store. You can walk around here, fuck around. You'll have no social contact, no expectations. You won't have to do a thing except just lay in bed and like try to get better. Yeah, I thought Frank Zappa was cool, but I don't think I'd ever went to a concert of his. It's like the Three Stooges playing musical instruments. Just wouldn't be for me. Yeah, I mean, I kind of had it happen to me before, people do that for me. And, you go to somebody's house before you know it, they're bitching, your laundry's all over, or you haven't fucking done anything. Fuck that, man. Who'd want to go to that? This is just a place where you didn't have to do shit. Yeah, rest and recover, yeah. Yeah, lose their mind, a safe place, do whatever they want. Yeah, just read, fuck around. Stay up all night, sleep in if they want. No. Fuck no. Well, a guest company, if they wanted one, they could do it, but I don't want one. I didn't even want Daisy, to tell you the truth. I just knew what the deal was, and I didn't want her going to strangers' house, and so I just took the high road and took her. But I was already, like, not wanting pets. I don't really even fool around with Daisy that much anymore. Like today I did. For some reason she wanted to go with me today. So I took her out and went down and got a coffee and let her ride around. She really likes Marty a lot, I suspected this my whole life. You tend to think Old Yeller and all these, of course, Hollywood movies of people and their dogs. And you have a dog and, your friends visit, but, your dog's loyal to you. I'm glad this happened to me, really, and I always was suspect of it. But you're thinking when you get older, what happens if, I die and Fido, what's going to happen to him? So you talk to a couple friends. It's like, hey, if this, and I would do that for friends too. And they'd say, oh, hey, if I ever died or got killed in a car accident or something, would you take Daisy? It's like, absolutely, and I'd be thinking, oh, poor Daisy, what's she going to do without me? Hey, Daisy did fine without me. And I think every dog that was treated nice by somebody new is going to do just as fine with them as they're going to do with you. This Old Yeller story or like Call of the Wild, I think it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Yeah, I don't want the cats. I mean, I'd take a cat if he was fucked. I fed a shit ton of cats. I paid for 25 of them to get spayed, neutered, but that wasn't like all for cats. It was kind of like helping birds too, not get taken out all spring long. I mean, I wouldn't be cruel to them. I help them when I see them, If any animal, I would help if I saw it, But I'm trying not to have one as a pet. Yeah, it is long time, yeah. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I mean, I joke about that and shit and that, but I didn't. I wanted to make everybody feel comfortable, so I didn't. There's no windows in the bathroom. I mean, I tell everybody, guess, man. I mean, they welcome to come down here, but I don't want to be a tour guide. You know, I don't want to be fucking hanging out with them all the time. The biggest thanks you can give to me is like, don't ask me to do anything with you the whole time you're here. Wow. Yeah, I didn't really need them. You know, they're 12-foot ceilings, and I got 2 supercharged fans, heaters and fans too, so it's not going to get all steamy in there. I don't want, like, I'm going to have like open shelving a lot of places instead of stupid asshole dressers and shit. And I just don't want a fucking bathtub. It's a pain in the ass. I probably took 2 baths in the last 40 years. Now, my 20-year-old Taiwanese mail order bride might have an issue with it. Seems like women like to sit around in there. But I got like tile going up like 10 feet, all 4 sides. Big giant drain. Plus, I got an outside shower. I don't want to be fucking around with those glass doors and all that bullshit. No, you wouldn't need to know. You could show your gratitude and love by just leave me alone. Maybe finding Deep Throat original copy signed by Linda Lovelace. Pirated copy. Just put it on my desk in the morning. Debbie Does Dallas, anything. Yeah, not into bathtubs. Takes up too much room. And if you don't take them, they get dusty inside. You got to be in there fucking around for a half hour, wiping it out, and you haven't even taken a damn bath in it. Oh, Lady Ann, your attitude. Attitude. It's like the same personality, I should say, not attitude. Yeah, totally. I'll take a little video of her someday. Hey, Satellite Man. Yeah, she's super cool lady. Marty likes her too. We buy her all sorts of shit all the time. No, I think so. Yeah, you can come down too. Come down and visit. Come pick you up at the airport. Yeah, you can fly into Augusta or you can go into Atlanta. I don't give a fuck which one. I mean, Atlanta's, you know, more traffic, but it's all right. Atlanta's on the southwest side of town. I'm actually south of most of the bullshit. So I've been over there before just checking it out, you know. Augusta's good too. Go get a good dinner right after that. You know, I could make it to Atlanta airport probably an hour and 15 minutes. Just out down there and party. Oh, a mini bench? Yeah, maybe in a couple years. A good seat? Oh, really? Oh, I never thought about that. Oh, I never thought about that. Well, like a little teak seat or something like that? Yeah, I never thought about it. Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought of it. See, I wasn't thinking about any women staying here. For anybody that's worried, the women that stay here, I got a glory hole drilled. Christine says she's going to come down here, visit. No, Rita will. She'll come down here and visit. Yeah, teak seat. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'll get a nice teak seat. Yeah, thanks for telling me. Oh, built-in seat? Yeah, I don't want to be tripping over that motherfucker all the time, though. You know, yeah, I never thought about that. I have to make sure I got good lighting in there, too. Oh, do they have those there? Corn Palace? Hey, Dolly. Yeah, honestly, that's good thinking. I'm glad you brought that up. I'll talk to the builder tomorrow. I'd like to get a fold-down one. I don't want to be stepping over that goddamn thing all the time. I don't need a fucking seat. Yeah, but women, I never thought about that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, sorry about that, Christine. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, Melissa. Thanks. Folded. Yeah, I forgot about that. I thought women like used cream for that now to spread it on their legs. They weren't really shaving. Oh, did they mess some stuff up, Christine? Steal some things? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's right, Rotten Apple. Yeah, I like the sounds down here. There's a beautiful moon tonight too. Came up early, like not full, but the way the clouds were going across the front of it. Oh, it's hotter than hell here, big time. Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't. Hey, simple life. Yeah, I don't know about that hair growing on legs as you get older. Huh. Yeah, it may be true. Oh, thank you. I'm building it in Georgia. Really? Oh, okay. Yeah, plantation. Oh, good for you. Tennessee's nice. Yeah. I really like Lexington. I like Lexington, Kentucky a lot. No kidding. Oh, wow. Lucky they didn't hurt any people. Inside job. Who else would know where the guns are? Oh, good. Yeah, that's cool. Good. I'm going to plant some longleaf pines. That's about it. Yeah, that happened to that gas station I go and get that chicken at. He owns an insulation company, and I guess those that equipment used to spray insulation's expensive. And he's got a lot across the street from the gas station. And somebody hooked up to that and stole it one night. Unless you knew about it, you would assume there'd be cameras there. There's cameras everywhere but there. Oh, Confederate flag, yeah. Takeaway, I was driving. I went to a paper show in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Civil War letters, that kind of stuff. I was on my way back, cutting through Pennsylvania. And I remember I was going to Easton, Pennsylvania, and that was before me. And I saw them out there, the Confederate flags, and they were outside, and I turned around and went back. I'm glad I did. And I just told them, I had a YouTube channel, I was traveling across the country, and there you go. Didn't take long for YouTube to give that the yellow dollar sign, which basically takes any money out of it, or it would have been a really good video. Oh, her boyfriend's younger brother. There you go. Yeah, it was a good time, man. Those don't come up very often. You never know. I mean, it looked like acting. Big. What the hell is that? See that streak in the sky up there? You can't really see it. There's a big white streak, like a airplane went by. It's wide and it's low. Hmm. Oh, you got everything back. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of Confederate flags down here. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it looks like white. It looked like an airplane trail, but it's wide and it's much lower. Wish you could see it, but you can't. Well, you can kind of see it. See it in the very middle of the screen? Just a faint white line. Can you see that? It's like right in the middle near that tree branch. And I can see it better, you know. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I think it's just an airplane flying. Yeah, that'd be my guess. I think that alien stuff's a bunch of bullshit. I mean, I think they're unidentified flying objects. I saw the space station go over West Branch, Michigan one time when I was living up there. And if I hadn't known it was coming, you know, the news was saying it was going to go right over Ogama County, and I was watching it. It looked like a school bus that was lit up, that was painted white. But if nobody had told me, I would have, you know, really thought, hey, I saw a UFO. And one time when I was living in Dearborn, Michigan, this is no shit. I'm sitting out in the front, and it's getting like evening, but it's still pretty light. Like, say it got dark at 9:30, it was 8. And these two like things, it looked like, I'm not shitting you, lampshades with like the light real bright underneath them. And they weren't that high, like maybe 15,000 feet. And they were right next to each other, and they were moving from east to the west. And I called my wife to come out and look at them. By the time she got in, they were gone. And I called the control tower at the airport, and they had like 6 people that saw it. So, but I don't know what it was, but I'm not kidding you. It looked just like something you'd see in a cheap sci-fi movie. It wasn't a reflection or 2 hot air balloons or any of that bullshit. It looked like lampshades with bright lights lit underneath it. Huge, going really fast too. Like they were going faster than an airplane would be flying at the same speed, same altitude. Yeah, no shit, I saw that. I don't know what the hell they were either. Oh, you like that? Huh. I'm not exactly sure what chemtrails are. What is that? A chemtrail? What's that supposed to be from? What is it, like chemicals coming out of something or what? Yeah, mine too. But you know, light can like make stuff look weird. I've had it a couple times happening. Oh, okay. One time I lived in West Branch about 5 years, and I used to take these long walks in along the railroad tracks. And I saw this thing way down there, and it's moving funny, and I'm watching it, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell it is. And it looked big, and it like came across the tracks, and then it went into the middle of the tracks, and then it went off to the right. And it looked like just something alien. Like it didn't look like, you know, the first thing you think, what is this? An animal? It didn't look like an animal. Anyway, it was just lucky. I walked up. It was a long ways away, like maybe 3/4 of a mile. And when I got up and I got close to it, it was a porcupine. It was eating this like flowering weed. And it's just the way I saw it from that distance, the way it was walking, it looked like a dinosaur or something to me. Not a porcupine. I know what they look like, but it just goes to show you how the eye can trick you. Just like on a hot day when you see like the pavement looks wet. You know, if I didn't know what that is, I would think of crazy shit too. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, something you don't understand. Yeah, right. Yep. Yeah, weird. Huh. Damn bees are flying around. I can hear them flying around. They say they don't fly at night. That's a bunch of bullshit. I hear them flying around. You don't really believe that, do you, Rotten? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what they are. They say they're cicadas or something. I'm not really sure. No, he's just fucking around, man. How can you believe the Earth is flat? I mean, all you got to do is fucking stay up all night. Call your friends in California. Call them in England. North Pole, South Pole. Yeah, I have. I have seen the Earth in a Learjet, 45,000 feet. Yes, I have. You can notice the curvature of the Earth when you're in East Tawas, Michigan, looking across Lake Huron. On the Canadian side, which is about 80 miles across water, they've got those big wind generator turbines, and you can see the tips of the blades. And those things are what, like 100 feet up in the air, but you can just see the tips because of the curvature of the Earth. All right, Frederick, you party on. Peace out. Huh? That's crazy. Yes, you can. Yeah, you can too see the curvature of the Earth from a plane. Yes, you can. You can see it in rockets you build yourself that float down with a parachute. There's all sorts of videos on YouTube. You can see it out of particularly the Russian military jets. You can see on B-1 bombers. It's all sorts of things. Yes, you can. You need a psychiatrist right away. You can see it. Yeah, definitely can. Do you think they landed the NASA spacecraft out in the Black Hills, not on the moon? All you got to do is watch a rocket launch. It's easy to tell. Oh, it's a sphere. It's a sphere, not a ball. Yeah, definitely round for sure. I mean, you can check it as a layperson, like any way you want to. Get a trail cam, a star cam, GoPro 11. Point it up and tell me why it does that. Oh yeah, no, that's wrong, Rotten. No, no. I suppose you haven't watched the space shuttle? Live cameras? No, you don't. No, you don't know its shape. Look at the Great Circle route, which airplanes fly from here to Asia and across the pond to the UK. That doesn't ring any bells? You need some shock therapy. You don't have a puppet, do you? Are you a puppeteer? Yeah, that's what I say. No, you don't. No. No, you don't. Do you have a puppet? Are you a puppeteer? What are those other things you have with the you you control their arms and stuff with strings? Yeah, Rotten's getting close to going. We'll give him a couple more chances to bury himself. No, I don't think that's the name of it. It's definitely crazy talk, though. That's for sure. Yeah. No, we get the truth. Marionette. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. If any of the moderators, if you think it's just too crazy, be my guest. I just hate getting in this stupid dialogue with the obvious. See, this is like another way of trolling. There's varieties of ways of doing it. One is that, I'm a big asshole killing people. The other one is they want to help. And another one is, can you see me? Can you see my comments? And this is another way to disrupt a chat with crazy talk. Yeah, it's disrespectful, yeah. Hey, J Loco, how you doing? Yeah, good. Good, I'm doing fine, yeah. Yep. I thought those were vapor trails. I mean, there's probably some chemicals from the burned jet fuel, but when these wackos get out there and they talk about chemtrails, they're not talking about what's coming on the back of a jet. As far as I know. Oh, cool, yeah. You'd like it. Yeah, we can party. Party all night. Oh, it sucks, man, big time. Are you trying some medications? My house will be done in September. Oh, yeah, I'd wear a Speedo. That's no problem. I'll do it. Is it affecting your work at all, Dolly? They're not the nicest beaches either because the water's murky up there. Dirty looking. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a good idea, Rita. You know, you can call me. There's other people on here that have suffered from this that I'm sure would be glad to talk to you. Oh, good. Now, are you happy with that? Is it helping you? I mean, the right person is like a big deal. Hey, waiting. How you doing? Oh, okay. Yeah, depression sucks. Yeah, I've hit rock bottom a couple times. Yeah, I mean, Dolly had a good husband. I knew her husband. He's a good guy. Just died suddenly, and it's just like you try and make sense of this. There isn't any. Plus, and I'm not knocking this in any way. You know, these guys were like committed Catholics and trying to do the right thing, and this just doesn't jive with your expectation of doing a lot of good works, which is what they did. I mean, nobody deserves this. You know, where's the hidden meaning? Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give you, layperson advice. I mean, what I would tell people, somebody just called me about this today, actually. I actually get a lot of calls about this, because I tell people my experience. And, I mean, there's a point and nobody wants to do it. And that is, there's a point where, this is just my opinion, what happened to me, and you never think you're going to be this person. I'd much rather be Tom Reed throwing the winning touchdown in the Super Bowl than going home to my model wife and 69 for 2 hours after eating a gummy, but that's not my life. I'm just a regular guy that suffered from depression. It came from a couple crazy people, and eventually it got worse, and I tried everything that I could think of, therapy and quitting this and quitting that and hanging around the wrong people, the right people, and really I didn't make any great strides until I ended up in a psychiatric hospital twice. Yeah, and like that, and I spent probably 30 years not wanting that to happen. And the only time when I really did is when I didn't have anything to lose. I wouldn't be looking for a job. I didn't care about a pilot's license. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't have a wife that was going to realize she married a nut. And I had nothing to lose. But I had a lot to lose, which kind of strung it out for another 30 years that maybe wouldn't have happened if I'd have got help earlier on in an inpatient setting. Yeah, I should have probably, but you don't want to do that. There's a big stigma attached to this, and hindsight, right? 2020. The best thing that could have happened to me is probably to have been in a mental institution at an earlier age. Yeah, I know, Frederick. Yeah, that's why we just get rid of this nonsense talk. It just disrupts the chat, and I just don't want to have that kind of stupid dialogue when we're talking about different things, particularly something that's important like Dolly's talking about, and then this guy's going to interrupt with the earth's flat and we're all full of shit. And he can go do that somewhere else. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. See, Rita, she had it happen, and she, to this day, thinks it helped. But in your situation, you're working, you have a teenage son. I mean, it's not just as easy to like check in and spend 2 weeks in a psychiatric hospital. And now with insurance and all this fucking bullshit, you got to get approvals, and let's try 50 fucking things that take 10 years before we approve this, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, me too. I struggle. I don't struggle as bad as I used to. And a big reason for that is because I got a whole new lease on life with new distractions. Instead of, digging holes in ice, I'm looking for rattlesnakes and videotaping black vultures and fucking around on mowers and construction equipment. I haven't run out of things to do yet. Yeah, stay busy. Yeah, new environment, like new things, new people to get to know. Fuck. I never had like friends like this. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, I had friends I knew growing up, but it wasn't anything like this. He says the same thing. So crazy. I would meet this guy on YouTube, man. I had like people, but I could take them or leave them. I'm still that way. And then like about 10 or 15 years ago, I just quit calling people back. And really it was for good reason. I didn't want to hang around with them anymore. I didn't want any more like contact with them. I just found I see their name on the caller ID. It's like, oh God. I didn't want to go visit them. I didn't want them visiting me. And I just basically now you can argue that, well, isolation, that's part of the problem. And not in this case it wasn't. I couldn't wait to get rid of those motherfuckers. I'm glad I don't talk to any of them. Yeah, I'd rather have online friends. Yeah, I would. A long ways away, it keeps them from visiting. Yeah, they say it is. They say that in a certain sense, but with me, the isolation, I think it did more help than damage in my case. Yeah, me too. Same here. Yeah. Hey, Eric, how you doing? No, she did not pass away. Are you just fucking around on here? Or is that a real question? Who did you hear it from? And it's easy to go on and check and verify that's not true. See, this is another way of trolls. It's another type way right here. Yeah, who did you hear it from for starters? How about that? And I'm not familiar with his name. Are you guys? Yeah, who did you hear for this? Who told you this, Eric? Where'd you hear it from? Yeah, I'm the same way, yeah. I say we give him about another 30 seconds to answer, and if not, it's time to hit the road. Yeah. I just, I mean, you grow, your personality changes as you get older. And what are the chances of wanting the same friends your whole life? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, if he makes another comment, it's time to go. Yeah, I asked you who'd you hear that from? What made you think Maddie died? Who told you that? Where'd you read it? Or where'd you hear it? No, it's got nothing to do with commenting. I mean, you heard this somewhere. Where? You guys ever hear of this JT channel? Isn't that stalking motherfucker that's always putting up nasty videos about Maddie? I think that's JT something, isn't it? No, I've never heard of it either. But that rings a bell with one of these troublemaking stalkers, kind of guy that wants to make a whole videos on Maddie's thumb. Oh, good, Christine. Oh, that is the guy? Hey, Conan. Yeah, I know, I agree. Oh, yeah, I did, yeah. Yeah, that's a perfect example of the people on YouTube. A lot of them. They have nothing else to do. Oh, yeah, we are, Conan. Yeah, good luck, Dolly. Call anytime. If you need anything, let me know. Or if there's somebody on here that, made some comments and you'd like to talk to them, I could forward your information. You're welcome. Yeah, but Dolly's husband was a really good guy. No, I don't do Facebook either. I hate it. You like it, Simple Life? No, that's normal though. That's normal. Yeah, that's how it is. It's hard to follow your own advice. Yeah, Dolly's husband, I'm pretty sure he got low blood sugar, passed out, hit his head, and got a brain bleed. And from the place he was staying, you could see where he like tried to get up and call 911, but didn't make it. Oh, wow, that's all right, Joe. Yeah, complete shock. Yeah, it's a common problem, social anxiety. Oh, really? Sorry about that, Anno. My mother kind of had that later in life. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I have anxiety sometimes. I didn't realize what it was for like decades. I was sitting in that fucking courtroom last week, man. You talk about saying anxiety. I'm just listening to this fucking bullshit. The judge is rude. It's all do you beat your wife still? Type questions. You don't get to explain anything. Yeah, I don't get it too much, you know. I do get it sometimes. I guess it's anxiety. I know if I've got something coming up where it's like pressured or there's going to be some conflict or something or like court last Thursday, I quit drinking caffeine a week in advance. Yeah, it doesn't really bother me that much, to tell you the truth. What bothered me was driving down to that shithole. Hey, Klaus, how you doing? Yeah. Yeah, I get a small one now. I kind of knocked off those, you know, uh, huge caffeine milligram drinks from Starbucks. No, hell no, they don't. No way. Klaus is Dutch. Aren't you Dutch, Klaus? Yeah, it's true, Frederick. Yeah. Look at Klaus. There's a perfect example of the world being round. Klaus is just starting his day. Gosh, you're Dutch though, aren't you? Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. No, I know people that have though. You better be careful. Those break up some marriages sometimes, like who you thought was your sister and that kind of thing. I know twice that's happened. DNA tests. Wow, Karen. Oh, you're glad you made it. Yeah, I don't know about it. I thought about getting it. I don't really care that much. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. Oh, would you, Simple Life? Yeah, glad you made it, Karen. Oh, what'd you think of it, Ally? What's your experience with that? Yeah, I think so too, Rita. You know, what's her face from the UK? What the hell? Little Lou. She's getting a bypass. She fainted and had a heart attack. I expressed my sympathy and told her when she visits, I'm going to let her get on top. Yeah. Oh, a little vague. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Klaus. Yeah. You think that I don't have feelings and I get tired of being accused of. Yeah, no, I've heard of that before too. Yeah. Yeah. You know what worries me? If you look at the dog ones and they're like $200, they're like phony as hell. You know, the humans, you're kind of fucked. But a dog, man, you can know where that son of a bitch came from. And they know that these records are full of shit. I was going to get one on Daisy, but they had such terrible ratings that I didn't do it because, you know, people smelled a fish and they sent in what they knew it was. And it was a bunch of bullshit that it wasn't. No, I never heard of that. Yeah, good to see you, Anno. Thank you. Yeah. Welcome. Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, that stuff doesn't interest me that much. I don't care what my ancestry is. Bunch of crazy motherfuckers. Probably all in mental institutions across the world. I got enough proof in my life. Something isn't adding up. Yeah, it's like your great 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 grandfather. He was in a psychiatric ward. Your aunt, she jumped off the Empire State Building. Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, where you came from? No, I wouldn't say it's silly. I mean, it interests you for different reasons. You're more of a like really, you know, good person, like positive, glass half full, just like to know your ancestry. Where I'm looking at it like, God, I've been trying to keep from finding this out. It's bad enough knowing my parents and my sister. Yeah, shit, man. It's like, oh, Mr. Reed, we were a little reluctant to hand you this. It's like, yeah, why? It's like, well, there's some things in there that you may not feel to. Like what, motherfucker? What? It's like, well, we went back 44 generations, and 39 of them, at least one person in the family committed suicide. And of the 25% that didn't, they're in mental institutions, and the rest are all on antidepressants. Yeah, thank you, Klaus. Yeah, you're right, man. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, same here, man. If I was like, a Harvard lawyer or some shit like that, I'd want to thank somebody. Yeah, but I'm not. Forget that shit. Oh, do you really? Well, yeah. Shit, no, I don't expect mine to be good news. Just like, if I'm the last of this lineage of genes, it's not looking good. Yeah. It's like, yeah, Tom, we'd like to have a 10-minute consultation. Do you find yourself masturbating to pornography a lot? It's like, yeah. It's like your genes. It's a rogue gene that they haven't totally identified. And don't feel bad. Two great grandfathers were like that. It's like, well, I was expecting to find something out, like informative. Oh, really, Karen? Yeah. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll go back to Detroit and film again. Yeah, I do. Yeah. It changed so much, and it got dangerous for a while. Too many people recognized me. Uh, a lot of the girls I knew got taken out, and it just wasn't like it was through about a 3-year period. I mean, all things changed. The abandoned buildings I used to go in are boarded up or they've been torn down. It's just like I'm lucky to have what I had while I was there, and I knew it was a unique time, and I took full advantage of it. Yeah, it just doesn't work that way. Yeah, break the chain. Yeah, let me know. How do you do that? How do you break the chain? Yeah, got it, Klaus. Yeah, right. Yeah, shit, I knew better to have kids. I never really wanted them. That family thing, like, wasn't that great for me. My dad was a drunk. My mom was a fucking kook. She was fucking the whole neighborhood. And everybody else had moms that were like, winning first prize at the county fair for apple pie and shit. My mom was a slob. Their dads were taken to punt, pass, and kick. My fucking dad, I never did one thing for him. Never took a vacation as a family. So at a young age, I'm thinking, fuck this family shit. I thought Ozzie and Harriet was a fucking cartoon, only they did with real people. So that's just how I kind of came into this world. And, Christmas, all that bullshit, birthdays, I don't give a fuck. Hey, Chris. Yeah, but I can understand why people do, but life isn't like that for, like, everybody. I'm not even complaining, you know? It's just like it works for some people and it doesn't work for others. I never wanted kids. It's part of my fucked up thinking was, first of all, I didn't want to be wrapped in that deep, to a relationship. And secondly, I think I would have been a good parent, and I didn't want to blow that time on that. I wanted to be fucking around doing other shit. Oh, yeah, I wish those, yeah. Well, yeah, most of them I can tell you what they're doing if they're still alive. Yeah, and I didn't want to do that stuff, man. Like I wasn't gonna, people, and I think that's just it's behavior. It's the way you express your genes, and you want the loving life you never had. None of that bullshit. Nah, it wasn't for me, and I never really had it, and it's getting near the end of the game now, and I'll probably never get it, and I'm fine with it. I adapted. Yeah, I don't know if it was really hard. It just wasn't the kind of relationship that made me like think this way. I don't care about like holidays, any of that shit. Yeah, Marguerite, supposedly somebody saw her and she's doing well. That's what Maddie and Gerald said, but I'm skeptical of the validity of that. It wasn't really a hard life. It was just like an unattached life, like parents helping you with school. Or my parents didn't know anything about my school. I barely graduated. They didn't even know I was going to college. Like I got a pilot's license. They didn't give a fuck about that. They thought I was going to kill myself. It was no like support, like most kids got. Come home from college and how's it going? Here's $100. None of that shit. Yeah, I think I'm unattached. Yeah, and I just kind of stayed that way. And I'm sure it affected my relationship with women quite a bit. I mean, if I could have found some that felt that way, maybe, but they were, want to take you like eating at their parents or something in the holidays. It just wanted to blow my brains out in the bathroom. It just seemed like minutes seemed like hours, and I just didn't like that, like family bullshit. No, I didn't think really trust. No, my parents, God, no, no way. Fuck, no. No, I didn't have any support. No, no really direction either. To tell you the truth. As a matter of fact, my dad used to encourage me about. He gave me the directions how to go to horror houses when I turned 18. Always used to like say stealing was good. It wasn't a problem until you got caught. He was always stealing stuff for where he worked and showing it to me. And it's like, look at all this shit. Didn't even have to pay for it. Yeah, they were fucking crazy. No, it's just like not normal parenting. Never, helped me with school or anything. I'd hear the teacher say, well, can't your parents help you with this? It's like, I'd say, are you kidding me? No. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a part smart person. I think it was kind of like school of hard knocks. I knew the things that got people ahead in life, and I tried to do it, but it was a super struggle. Yeah, I got a lot of AD. They talk about ADHD and all the bad things about it. I think in a way I benefited from it. I mean, if you told me to build a model car or something, I mean, you'd find all of them halfway done. But when it's like checking things out and researching things and learning new things, I'm here, there, everywhere. And when there wasn't any test and it was just about like spiders or bees or airplanes or whatever, I didn't have to like, I wasn't going to get like a big ass test at the end of a week. I just did it through life. And, I'm this old now and like doing that for all those years. Like, I'll give you an example. I hardly ever lose to Jeopardy when I play anybody. And that's not something you could get a job with. But when it comes to like here, there, and knowing a lot about a little or a little about a lot of things, I'm that. But that doesn't really apply with like being smart in the real world. I just, I'm like checking everything out constantly. I like asking questions and talking to people and I'm curious about everything. I'm just the same way now as I was as a kid. Yeah, just like I bought these two books tonight. It interested me. It's like the kind of, you know, group of people. I don't look at like liberal and conservative anymore, Republican, Democrat. And like, I bought a book today of a liberal professor from the University of Michigan, but she talked about like uh, mothers dying during birth and the blacks three times more than whites and just illegal immigrants and longevity and substance abuse compared to people that were born here and in stable cultures. It interests me. I want to know about it. It's like I believe this is true. I know what I see, and I was really a late bloomer on racism. I mean, there were a couple people that wrote for the Detroit News and Free Press in Detroit, and I got like in some major like heated arguments with them in emails and stuff. One I apologized to, one still can't stand me, and all they wrote about was like black and white, and we're getting fucked. And I'm thinking, what the fuck are you talking about getting fucked? You both went to good schools. You don't have any debt. You got good jobs. I didn't have any advantages like that, stupid motherfuckers. I came from two crazy white people. And how much you think I got off in tuition? Nothing. And this is kind of how the dialogue went for about 10, 15 years. But then as I got older, until you walked in their shoes, you never really understand this. There's a really good book that's published called Evicted. Now, 35 years ago, if you'd have said, what do you think of people that get evicted? I say it's just a bunch of stupid motherfuckers that don't want to work, dope smoking bums, don't study in school. I really thought that. Why did I think that? Because that's the way I was raised with my parents. That's what the culture of school taught me. Study and you're going to be great. Fuck off and do drugs and this happens. And I really found out later that the majority of those people didn't do any of those things. It was based on how they were brought into this world and how they were treated. And they talked about these women getting pregnant and having kids. My parents would have said there's just a bunch of lazy people on welfare. And then you get on, you got a couple kids, and you don't know shit because you came from an irresponsible background. Before you know it, you're evicted and like you're super fucked homeless and nobody wants to help. And it's like they don't deserve any help because they're lazy. That's not true. And these are the things that interest me. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, the world, there's a lot of injustices in this world. And the other book I bought was on females. Like it's true. Like, as an example, bees are all female run. Hyenas are female run. If you're an animal breeder, which I did over my life with different things, females are worth 3 times more than males. And it's just interesting how in the human culture, females make less money, they don't achieve at companies as fast. It's not right. I mean, a guy told me the other day, like these Mexicans that are doing construction work, he said I said, what's going on there as far as like pay and work? He said, well, they work their fucking ass off. I mean, these guys work like you can't believe. And 2, they're not any cheaper. And that's exactly what I was hoping that I would hear. They work their asses off, which is hard to find, but they don't do it for any lower wage, which is great. No, Jake Paul's a fraud. He's going to get his fucking ass kicked. Oh my God, yeah, they are. All right, Jay Loco. Nighty night. Yeah, I like the sound of these bugs. I really do. Yeah, these things are interesting. I don't think I'm going to be able to do much about it. I try in my own small way. It's just like the prostitutes, man. Man, I'm telling you. I learned this and that about heroin addiction, which I knew nothing about. I thought that too probably 35 years ago. It's just a bunch of whores down there sucking dicks, on drugs, don't want to work, black boyfriends. This is how I was raised. And then you get smarter as you get older and you read, and you listen to cultured, educated people talk, and you figure it out. But Jake Paul is a total fucking fraud. He can't box at all. And those were intentional dives by those bums that used to be good athletes that he fought. That is total fraud. I'd rather go watch the Flintstones on a big screen. Such bullshit, man. Really is. And I can smell that honey in that hive. Those bees are fanning. It's very humid tonight, so they're fanning the heat out of the hive. That's why you can hear them trying to keep it cool. Probably for the brood, the babies. This thing got stuck. Dutch ice skater. Wish I was dating a Dutch ice skater. Oh, good. Good nighty, Christine. Yeah, I'm in Crawfordville, Georgia. Yeah, that'd be great. Nighty night, Christine. When you come down and visit, I already got a baggie full of Quaaludes with your name on it. I'm going to do the Bill Cosby thing all over again. I love it when it rains. Yeah, I really do. Klaus, you going to come over here and party? Yeah. Yeah, it's like, hey, everybody, I'm glad to, hey, Rita, it's good to have you, man. I never thought you'd make it. I'm glad to be here, Tom. And I'll say, hey, Rita, look at that black vulture out there, the one I did the video. She'll turn her head and blunk into her glass iced tea. About 20 minutes later, it's like Rita's nodding on the couch, like, Rita, you tired? It's like, yeah, I don't know why. I just got really tired. It's going to be the... Yes, it is. Hey, Tricia. It's like, Rita, it's okay, Rita. It's all right. You had a flight here from Florida. It's hot out. It's really that Quaalude I dropped in her iced tea. Simple life, you too. I'm going to drop one hubby's too. Just take him out of the picture for a couple hours. Hi, Conan. No, you don't have to accept a drink. I'll get it in something, though. You're going to have to drink water or something sooner along the way. I have my hidden cameras, and I'll see you dumping the drink down the kitchen sink even after you didn't take one sip. It's like, aha. So this is where we're going with this. Good night, Conan. Yeah, right. I'll hit you with the Swahili dart gun if I have to. I'll say, oh, Simple Life, Rita, how long you guys going to be down? It's like, Rita, say, I'll be here a week. It's like, oh, I'll keep trying through the drinks or the food. Like Simple Life, 5 days. Oh, okay. And by the third day, if you haven't had something to drink and knot it out, or something to eat and knot it out, you're going to get the dart gun. Oh, thank you. I made a lot on YouTube for about a year, but it would never pay for this house. I tell people all the time, I tell Simple Life this, it's the safest place you could come be as a female. Yeah, that's right, Klaus. Yeah. Yeah, when I bring out the pink Kool-Aid and the tennis shoes for you to put on. Klaus, it's important that you come to this because, you know, when Branch Davidians They lit that place on fire. It was people from all over the world. It's just not going to fly if it's simply all YouTube people from the United States. I need to show some real commitment here. You know, transatlantic flights. Oh, sorry about that, JMO. Yeah, COVID sucks. Make sure you wear a mask, seriously. And get that Plavicil or whatever they call it, that shit you can take during the first 5 days. You test positive. It helps. Kool-Aid and hot dogs. Yeah, I do, Klaus. I really do. Thank you. Thank you, Klaus. Yeah. No, it'll have much more impact because when they're doing the documentary, that's how it was at the Waco. There are people like from Sweden and stuff like that. It just adds credibility that I just haven't brainwashed a bunch of stupid YouTube Americans. I do, but not for long. About another month, and it's going to be sold. Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay. Yeah, good, Jim. Well, good luck with that. Yeah, the outdoor shower. Yeah, it's just going to be like a man's thing to wash off. Like right now, if I had one here, I'd do it now. Why? Because I don't want to get the damn glass shower doors dirty. No matter how high you try, no matter what way you point that nozzle, the soap somehow gets on there, man. You need a damn blowtorch to get that body wash off that glass. Yeah, sorry about that. I've had that COVID once for sure. I think twice though. Felt like shit. It took me the whole month of July to get rid of that shit. Or June. June, I guess it was. Felt like shit. They talk about these shots and antiviral. Fuck, you could have piped a gallon of gas up my ass after the first time I got it, and I'd have been fine with it if it would have kept COVID from nailing me. I never felt that shitty in my life. She's doing well. Shit, no, man. That COVID, man. I mean, my damn everything hurt. Didn't feel like eating. Couldn't taste any food. Smell was off. Fucking joints ached. God, it was terrible. I know two people that my old college roommate died of that, and the guy that worked for me for a long time died of that. Both of them younger than me. Yeah, fuck that. No way, I don't want that. Yeah, I mean, there's different schools of thought on that. You know what I mean? I don't know if there's a link to heart attacks and that medication or not. I mean, there might be, you know? Yeah, I mean, I may, end up getting prostate cancer or grow a couple nuts the size of watermelons because I got the COVID shots. But they come out with another one, I'll take it. They want to try one out and just like a human instead of a monkey, I'll take that one too. This stage of the game, I'm taking them all. If you want to put a microphone in it, go ahead. They're keeping track of me. Be my guest. No, sorry, JMO. Yeah, I'm taking them all. No, I'm taking them all. Whatever they say, I'm doing it. I may regret it, but I'm going to go with it. Yeah, I agree. Freedom of choice. Fuck yeah, give them all to me. You know, I'm on running around threatening to blow my brains out. You think a COVID shot's gonna bother me? Fuck, they'd be doing me a fucking favor. Fuck, I'll take yours, Chris's. I'll take them all for you. They can even try experimental ones on me if they want to. Oh, are you, Jammo? Yeah, no, they can monitor, and put a computer up. However you want to do it. I'm all game, man. I'd be glad to be a sacrificial lamb for the future. Right on. Clare, Michigan, good. That's where it's boring as hell though. There's nothing to do there. That's where the tree line really starts to change in Michigan from softwood to hardwood. Clare, I wouldn't want to live there. It's a has-been dead town. Yeah, you're right. It is JMO. Yeah, I'm all for any scientific experiment for our future. I mean, I know like 5 people taking these shots now to lose weight. Marty's doing it. Some shot you take, they lose like 10 pounds a month. Just eat whatever you want. Yeah, I don't know where you're living now, but Claire, I think, is just super boring. Nothing to do there. Got to be dodging those Amish if you're living on the southwest, driving up and down with their carts. That's one of them. No, he's taking the other one. The other one. It's working though. He's losing weight like hell. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, they'll probably not stop taping it then. No, it's not that one either. I think it starts with a G. If you name me another one, I'll recognize it when you tell me. It's like 2,500 a month or something. That's what I'm gonna do. I have not, Monica. No. Yeah, there are side effects, but it's like cost reward, like with anything. Yeah, but if you look at the data, I mean there is data on healthy eating and exercise, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're always going to live longer. You're just going to have a better quality of life while you're alive. I looked up that information you told me about Canada. In the entire country, they've paid less than $3 million, and there are only 2,630 people that made claims, and over 100 million Canadians have been successfully vaccinated without any side effects. No, but medication is science. They're not perfect. People live longer than they ever have now, and it's not because they exercise and eating healthy. It's because of medication in hospitals. There's a great horned owl singing right now, the breeding call. Can you hear him? Yeah, I miss doing them too, but that was just a finite period of time. No, they don't act like that. There are documented cases of people. Chris thinks he got something. Karen thinks she got heart attacks. But overall, statistically, I can prove to you you're better off taking it than not. And there's tons of people in the grave that wish they'd have taken it but didn't. It's not a cover up. They do matter, but there are very few of them, even in your own country. It helped more people than it hurt. Yeah, every medicine you take has a side effect. And there's all sorts of medicines where you need to decide if the medicinal benefits are better than the side effects. And if they're not, then don't take them. There are some, but it's in the whole scheme of things, it's a better idea than not to take it. I don't know. I haven't seen one, but I mean, how do we both know about side effects if nobody did a story or there wasn't a news broadcast about it? Are they friends of yours? I don't know of any firsthand knowledge other than stuff that, like Karen said. Yeah, Manjaro. That's what it is. Manjaro. Yep. That's what I think. Yeah, research is great, but I'm going to go with the CDC and PhD scientists that made this, just like polio and diabetes and HIV and all these other things that were fixed because of medication. I'm going to go with the shot on COVID. Yeah, thank you, Rita. Absolutely right. Chemotherapy. You mean you just didn't need a couple fucking turnip roots? Yeah, Simple Life's had cancer too. That chemotherapy helped. Saved her life too. She didn't eat some fucking green beans and some organic honey. Thank you, Gloss. I'm going to go with the scientific studies. Good night, Natasha. Don't eat too many green beans. Yeah, me too. I am too. I'm not saying there's no side effects. I'm not acting like I know you. I'm just saying, what are your qualifications on research other than Googling stuff? She doesn't have to take it if she doesn't want it, and I'm going to take it if it's available. Simple as that. Yeah, Mount Pleasant's a good place to live. A lot happening, a lot to do, a lot of entertainment, culture. Free will, that's it. Free will, that's it. I agree with you. I mean, read in Simple Life. Why didn't you just go to organic food and exercise more for your cancers? And just have a positive attitude and stare at a crystal ball and put those minerals in your purse. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I agree. 100% with you. No, it isn't. It's medication that helped people live that would have died otherwise. It's a perfect comparison. Send me your resume on your ability to research and scientific studies. And by the way, all sorts of cancers are natural. And you look at like HPV vaccinations in young people now that would have not got them otherwise. I can just go on and on and on. Are your fillings gonna, make you die? It just this shit never fucking ends. When you could just drink a cup of herbal tea. Yeah, I'm glad you're better too. Yeah. Look at all these clowns. Ask a doctor, a practicing doctor. Of course, he's a villain too because he went to medical school. Ask him what happened to the natural patients he treated. They're all fucking dead. We're all gonna die. That's right. Better believe it. Yeah, I mean, it's just stuff never ends. I mean, it's like a shot in a beer bar, and learning, your longevity through some guy tanked on the left of you, and this guy that's been drunk for 2 days on the right. It doesn't interest me. I want to look at published scientific studies worldwide by professionals. I mean, you could have an argument if COVID was isolated in a place like China, but it's not. The whole fucking world got it. So there goes a political thing. It's like, well, you got these other conspiracy people. It was engineered on purpose to get rid of people. Well, if it was, they did a very bad job because they killed a lot of good people that were better off being here than not. It just, the whole thing stinks. Yeah, me too, Karen. Yeah, I am too. Yep. Yep. I'm going to keep taking them too. It's just like the same argument for, like, St. John's wort compared to like legitimate manufactured antidepressant. I'm going to keep taking mine too. Yeah, bizarre theories. Yeah, I agree too. And like, you guys know, like fen-phen. Remember that? That turned out to be like causing a lot of problems. Yeah, Stephen Jobs. He went down and fucked around in Tijuana with some beet juice or some shit like that. Although, in fairness to the story, I think that it was probably tits up for him before, liver cancer, as far as I can understand it, is it's 4 stage, unless you're in a car wreck and they do a CAT scan, that you don't know you have it through being symptomatic. So by the time you've got 4 stage liver cancer, you're pretty fucked. So maybe he was just like giving it a shot. Oh yeah, I've got tons of these people, especially diabetics or people with asthma. They were dropping like flies. In what regard, Chris? What regard? The congressional hearings? I mean, is anybody on here denying that more people are alive because they took the vaccine than not? I mean, just you being alive isn't a good enough example. I'm talking about in numbers. Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I do too. Science, I sure do. Better believe it. They do. And if you look at like if you look at the people that you know and you published a list, I wish they'd do a documentary on the people that thought it was all hogwash. And their personalities are like militant, hostile, pissed off people that think the government is reading their emails and that there's a conspiracy and the fucking Earth's flat and the didn't land on the moon. They landed out in the foothills near Rapid City, Black Hills. It just goes on and on. It's a certain type personality, usually uneducated, hostile, not exactly setting the world on fire by any standard of success, and they have no data to what they claim. Just kind of like a hunch. Thank you. But you can argue the religion and God created that, and that's how you got the science. And, there's a million ways of looking at this. Oh, wow, Karen. Thank you, Drifter. Yeah, me too. Yeah, go on and on. Exactly right. That's exactly right. Yep, it's true. I agree with you 100%. I'm going to go with it. I don't know why these people, like, and when you look at the proof that they present on it being bad, it's very skeptical. They can't cite any studies because there aren't any. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. It's just, I mean, I hate to say that, but, profiling, there's a legitimate argument for it. Like, you can pretty much profile racists and anti-Semites and uh, anything, there's certain criteria that either you're in that group or you're not. And these anti-vax people all seem to come from a similar mold. Pissed off, big dope smokers. Why? Because it's natural. Unsuccessful, criminal records, pissed off, and count on their own research on Google. They don't have access to NIH records. The whole fucking world is researching this. So there goes the political argument. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Natural. Marijuana is natural. It makes me feel good. Yeah, you just sit around, you wear a tie-dye shirt, you play the fucking Beatles backwards, and you eat Cheetos and smoke, live with your parents, you don't fucking do shit, you don't get anything done, your room's a mess, the garbage needs emptied. But you're smoking, man, you just feel good. It helps your anxiety, man. Also keeps you from getting a job. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I am going to do that. Smoking it. Now, I'm saying there are exceptions. I'm not saying you're that, Natasha, but it's possible. Smoking natural. Smoking weed, man. They finally made it legal, man. We can do it just like you beer drinkers. When's the last time you saw a weed smoker get in a car wreck? Yeah, it's drunks. This is good. Yeah, man. Just smoke weed. It's natural. You got receptors for it in your brain, You just sit around, don't do shit for the next 2 decades. Yeah. Ask Klaus about how over in those countries where he lives, how legalized and fucking heroin has worked out for him. Where you can just go down and get fucked up on all this shit for free. Ask him how that's worked out. Go in, like, smoke marijuana every fucking place you go. No, it's fucking crazy, man. People are... Oh, good for you. Good. Well, you email me some scientific proof on your disdain for the vaccinations. All right, Frederick. You're high risk too, Frederick. Yeah, not that good. But 20 years ago, we were just a bunch of fucking stooges walking around, not, swallowing the pill and understanding what the real world was like. So we decided to criminalize it. And that's why we're in the position we're in. Well, okay, maybe, yeah. But if I had to take my pick, go over to places like where Klaus lives, legalizing all these drugs and see where it got them. Same thing with fucking gambling. I can give you all sorts of examples. Yeah, it's jobs. Yeah, what they didn't tell you, it was $10 jobs with no benefits that you work like a fucking slave at. They left that part out. Gambling. Yeah, we're going to bring it. It's going to bring in tourism. We're going to have entertainment. Yeah, I can give you perfect examples wherever you want to go. Atlantic City, Biloxi, Mississippi, Tunica, Memphis, Tennessee. Fucking ruin these places. You know why? Because they never brought up divorce, drug addiction, spending all your money, crime. People come in, they come out. They don't spend any money outside of the casino. It's just another flawed bullshit con artist job. Well, thank you. I'm not judging you either. Oh, congratulations. Ranger School. That's a good one. No, I'm not judging. I'm just talking about the typical anti-vax person. You're going to go with like whatever, and I'm going to go with science. That's the beauty of free choice. That's exactly right. Like Rita said, free will. Yeah, just talking. Like Simple Life and Rita are alive today because of chemotherapy. Would you have suggested that they just exercised more and ate healthier and stayed away from medicine, physicians, and hospitals? I mean, you're a young woman that, you don't really, and you maybe have good genes. Yeah, you think, well, they're trying this family resort stuff in all these places, and I just don't think it's flying. Tunicate's already flopped. I mean, what the fuck is a family resort anyway? What is that? Isn't that what Disney is? Yeah, they do matter. No, and I run into people from time to time that's like, well, they're sad. They lost a loved one, as they call it. It's like, oh, really? What happened? Yeah, it's the doctors killed my mother. It's like, oh, really? Like how? I already know how, but I'm going to let them verbalize it to me. It's like, yeah, the chemotherapy. I mean, I don't even say anymore. I just shut up. They just don't understand it. Yeah, it may be the crux of the matter, but I'm going to depend on it from people with PhDs or MD, PhD, dual degrees that study their fucking ass off for their whole life, spend the rest of it in labs, and publish scientific studies with regard to the relevancy and the efficacy of the vaccine. Right? Real pros. People that do it for a living. There's no agenda here other than to keep people alive. Isn't to plant a microscope. I'm not putting anybody down. Well, that would take forever. It's the directions the cell gets, the coding. What to do. What do you know about RNA other than what you Googled 20 minutes ago? Not all that. I depend on scientists. No. I don't think Reader or Simple Life wanted to know what their chemotherapy entailed. No, it's crazy, Rita. I agree. Morphine, same thing too. Yep, you're right. No, but I'm asking you. No, I really don't know. I depend on what they tell me. I'm not reading, 1,000 pages on RNA when I'm going to a clinic from a medical doctor in the United States and they're giving me an anti-vax shot. No, I'm not. What do you know about chemotherapy and what it's made of? I don't know a lot about it. Did you go to college for it? Do you get paid to study RNA? And what's the source of your knowledge other than Google? No, but what is your source of knowledge? Are you educated in this? No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't know everything about it. No, that's not the same. It's not the same. Yeah, thank you, Karen. That's it. Yeah, a doctor. Yeah, I would too. But I would feel comfortable getting chemo, going to a hospital with medical doctors. That's why you go there. Oh, you looked it up? Yeah, good. Well, good. Well, then you don't need to take it anymore either, JMO. You can just quit taking it because you've read about it. Yeah, I remember reading a story about that. They always took photographs of them in a. Yeah, no, you looked it up. Yeah, you looked it up. I mean, you can look these things up, but if you think Googling RNA is the same as being an MD, PhD that studies in a lab for his whole life, it's not right. It's not the same. Yeah, I've had them too. No, I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying that you can like look up all this stuff on Google. That doesn't make you knowledgeable about RNA. Anybody, not just you. That's why you hire experts. That's why you go to veterinarians instead of trying to, do a C-section on your own pet dog. I mean, this applies with everything. I mean, do you question the pilot of the airplane, how he learned to fly before you get on it? No. It's a fucking airplane. It's a pilot. He knows how to fly it, and you get in, and he takes you from A to B. It's not a drilling over, do you really know how to do this? And why would you ask that? It's, well, because I Googled it last night, and planes crash. Yeah, hell yeah, it is. Oh, you went to medical school, class? Yeah, same here. No, that's right. That's why you're still alive. Yeah, I trust it too. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but I trust it. Yeah, thank you, Lisa. Yeah. Yeah, rough road. Glad you made it. Yeah, you could do this with anything. Yeah, they're still together, yep. You could do this with anything. Going to the dentist, just going to the car, auto mechanic. You can do it with anything. Your builder. How do you know how to build? It's just a fucking nightmare being around these people. They got a grain of information and they want to argue with about a person that spent 8 years to an MD degree. Even your own family practitioner isn't going to be able to talk a lot about RNA with you. It's stupid. It's these pissed off people that don't believe in it for God knows why, a bad bag of marijuana. Yeah, just fucking nuts. Yeah, thank you. And so what if you knew about it through what you read on Google? Well, why? Is this going to make you qualified to decide whether or not you get the vaccination? I doubt it. Yeah, I do too. It's crazy, man. Yeah, I do. I do. I mean, if you're young and you don't have asthma and you're not a diabetic and you're not overweight, okay, you're probably going to get away with not getting the vaccination. But wait till you get into the higher risk pool. I hope you don't, but if you do, We'll see how that works for you. No, that's right. Nurses, that's a problem with nurses in hospitals sometimes too. You'll hear them on their lunch hour thinking like the hospital's going to close without them. Yeah, they're the ones really running the whole deal, and the doctor doesn't know shit. Yeah, no, I do too. I do too. And everybody knows you can get a bad doctor. There could be bad results, but overall, I'm not going to take my Reader's Digest article on RNA and start criticize people that had enough fucking sense and brains to get the vaccine. Yeah, bronchial dilators, all those things. There's medications are getting better every day. Yeah, you're smart. That's why you want to live. Chris, you'll be another 30 years. You're going to be taking Viagra, like eating like M&Ms, like boy, yo, 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 yo. You're going to believe in medication more than you ever have. That's it. Oh, good, good. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's a chemical. That was originally uh, formulated for blood pressure. Then they realized that there was way more money in getting a penis hard than there was in lowering blood pressure. So they went with that, and the side effect took over as the main marketing agent. Hey, Lakota, how you doing? Yeah, it wasn't a full moon here, but it's beautiful moon the way the clouds were going over it. Yeah. And we have a lot of people involved in the medical field. Faye's a nurse, Mary's a nurse, presumably some other people that don't talk, just listen. It's like insulting the people that are in science that have done their due diligence and did so much during the pandemic to help people to think that this is just some kind of scientific experiment gone awry based on the millions of people that are alive because of it. It's insulting. Oh, thank you, JMO. Oh, cool. Oh, that's cool. I mean, I want to thank science for Jiffy Pop. You just like Frederick, you know what I'm talking about. You just like rather than like go through all this bullshit, you get Jiffy Pop and you shake it, and then it like pop, 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 and then that foil like expands like a hot air balloon. Yeah, thank you, JMO. Yeah, right. These people bitch about everything, whether it's Vietnam, whether it's fucking aid to fucking Afghanistan, coming out with a vaccine, full medical for the illegal Mexicans. It never fucking ends. Racial relations, poverty, uh, undocumented immigrants getting free college tuition just never fucking stops. They got an axe to grind with everything, particularly if it involves the government. Yeah, thank you, Basil. Yeah. Oh, great, JMO. Thanks for having me. I'm glad you did well with that, too. Yeah, personality type. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's just a certain type of personality. It's the same motherfuckers either way. People pro-abortion, people against it. Same fucking hot potato. You got these religious fucking wackos walking around throwing grenades through the fucking window. You know, total criminals murdering fucking people in the name of God. Just never fucking ends. You know, the same, it's a certain type personality that are out walking around with signs, climbing up in the redwood tree in California and not coming down, starving themselves, laying in train tracks. You know, you got the farmers out there laying in the shit, shooting it out with the FBI agents for fucking with their grazing lands. It's certain type profiles. The militia kind of guys, anti-government, you know, getting taken over, right to bear arms. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, you know, you got your choice to like be whoever you want. What you believe in, that's true. I'm fine with that. I'm just saying my opinion. The anti-vaxxers are fucking kooks. I want to make this clear. Nighty night, simple life. You're going to bed early tonight. What's going on over there? You nighty night. Klaus, you got to be seeing daylight now over there, aren't you? Oh, that a girl. Cool. Frederick, how's the horse whisperer doing? Oh, okay. That's cool. There's a planet coming up. I'm not sure which one it is. Can you see that light over there? Hey, anybody know what planet is coming up at the southeast? About, what the fucking clock is that now? That would be about 7 o'clock. Does anybody know what bright planet that is shining to the southeast? 7 o'clock. It's bright as hell. It's that lit dot right there. Oh, it is? Oh, yeah, thanks. Does anybody know what that is? See it? Can you guys see it? Maybe I can, like, move it in a little bit. Right there. Right there. Does anybody know what planet that is? Is that Jupiter? Wow, man, that's just big tonight. Wow. All right, Frederick. It's southeast about 7 o'clock, shining like a motherfucker. Southeast, you know, I don't see it now, but it wasn't moving like a plane. But if it was a planet, unless a cloud went over it, but it was really bright. It might not be a planet because I don't see it now. It was super bright. Southeast, yeah. I think it might not be a planet. Oh, I see it. Yeah, there it is. I think there's a little bit of clouds in front of it, or a tree. It's moving upward quite fast. Oh, Jupiter. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about vaccinations more often. Oh, that's cute, Karen. You know, they say these venomous snakes are out hunting in the night. Boy, this is heavy moonlight tonight. Look at the shadows out there. Can't really see them that good. See Saturn. Oh, night sky. Do you know where it's at? Here, I'm going to walk out here. It's really a beautiful night. I don't know how well you can see this. You know, the still photos are pretty good on this, but the video sucks. I mean, it's a lot to ask for a phone camera. Oh, I'm playing it. You better fucking believe it. I think it's actually Tuesday. No, that planet, it is a planet. It's brighter than a motherfucker. Southeast, 7 o'clock. Look at the moon tonight, you guys, and the trees. Oh, that's the damn street light. Look at the moon. You see it? Wow. Turtle. I'm going to play that lottery. Booster shot. It is bright, isn't it? A booster shot for what? Yeah, but can't somebody look this up? Now look, I'm not kidding you. It's southeast, about 7 o'clock, brighter than a motherfucker. You know, I'm actually wondering if the damn thing is going down now instead of up. No, it's coming up. In another half hour, it's going to be like bright as hell. The reason I said I couldn't see it is because it's behind the trees right there. You know, like how the trees aren't like the same thickness of leaves. But look at it out here tonight. Can you see these stars? Can you see these stars? Oh, COVID, yeah, fucking A, I'm going to get it. You better believe it. I've had them all. I don't know if there's another one or not. I'm supposed to get a message from a doctor. You fucking A right, man. Goddamn right I'm getting it. Let me put this down. Look at that moon tonight. See, that's a fingerprint. Covington. Hold on, I'll wipe this off a little bit better. Look at that moon. Oh, Jupiter, thank you. Oh, okay, Jupiter, cool. Booster's coming September. Yeah, I'm going to get it. You better believe it. I'm going to get all that shit. And I'm not saying that something couldn't happen. Fuck, I don't know, man. What the hell am I supposed to know about this shit? I just know that I just trust them, and, you know, they do make mistakes, but I'm going with it. It's the same reason I wear a seatbelt, because I think I'm better off in a crash than without it. You know, a lot of reasons. Everything you do. It's an informed decision. I've read what I could as a layperson, but I've trusted a professional. Yeah, aren't these stars great? Oh, this is going to be so great. I hope you can come down here and visit, Karen. You're going to be seeing some stars. Oh, had all four? Oh, good for you. You're going to be seeing a different kind of stars when you visit, Karen. It's a play on words. No, light pollution, it's true. Yeah, it's true. We don't have any here other than that little light, but that's going out pretty soon. We're getting that taken out. We have one over here, too. It came with the property. No, light pollution's terrible. You know, it's really messing up wildlife and stuff, too. You know, it's just like a poor, innocent, like, dog, a cat. What are we supposed to do? Skip heartworm? You know, let's just swat mosquitoes when we see them around our pets instead and just let their natural immunity keep them from dying of heartworm. Fuck. Hey, Hadley. Yeah, it's just crazy, man. Oh, it's a real nice sky here. It sure is. Yep. Can you guys see that? You see that moon? That's a neighbor of mine. His wife died. I met her one time. His wife died about 4 months ago. And about a week before she died, this can happen to anybody. He's driving down this dirt road, that I drive down. And this can happen just his dog, who he loved, is like looking out the window. Daisy does it sometimes. He hits this big ass bump. He's doing like 25 miles an hour. The dog falls out the window and runs under the car, and he runs right over it and kills it. And he's drinking himself to death right now. Real quiet guy. Don't talk to him much. And I kind of feel sorry for him. There's some offense in his house that I would be glad to repair, and I'm about ready to ask him. But it isn't like, that's going to what he's wanting you to do. And I notice his grass hasn't been getting cut in the front. It's kind of like you're on an angle. I don't know whether he's afraid of getting on his mower or what, but I'm thinking about going over there and cutting it. But it isn't like normal, like where you just a person that you come over. It's like, hey, I see your grasses. I got this, mower and tractor and all this fucking bullshit. Why don't you just let me come over? Would you mind if I came over and cut this for you? But he's like a guy that I don't really get that vibe on. But his property's starting to like go down, and I think he's depressed and he's drinking himself. I see him from time to time, and he's always buying 2 24 packs of Bud Light. Yeah, talk about depression, yeah. Now you wouldn't know it. I'll see him sometimes. He's coming the other way. It's like I'll slow down. It's like, hey, how you doing? He's got a real like red face. Looks like he looks, he reminds me of the Unabomber. Retired electrician. And it's always like, hey, how you doing, Tom? I saw your house. Looks nice. But it's like, one night when I was doing those 5 mile walks, he came down, slowed down. He said, hey, I want you to come over. Which, like, everybody was surprised. It's like, I'll do it another time. He said, no, come on over tonight. He said, my wife could be gone any day, and I'd just like to have you come over. It's like, I could see you really wanted to come over. So I went over there. I spent a couple hours, and he's really a bright guy. And she didn't look too well. She was in like a home bed, and she died about a week later. And since then, I like see him once in a while. But, a lot of neighbors, you just like go over there and you want to like do something, and you don't get that vibe. It's like you get a vibe. Hey, Kathy. Yeah, I can do that. I don't mind doing that. Right there's the planet. You see it? And this is just a fantastic night. I wanted to get to bed kind of early tonight. But I'm not going to do it. I want to enjoy this night, this summer night. This beautiful night. And it's about 72 or 3. Saturn? Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll ask him. Yeah, it's just some things. It's no big deal. I could probably fix a fence in a half hour. I could cut the grass in probably 20 minutes, with this shit we have. I just think he doesn't want to fuck with it. I mean, I've been there before, I've done that for people before. I had that building I owned in West Branch that I finally sold. I had it redone. And the girl there had cervical cancer, and she was a single mother, and it's like, fuck. She isn't going to want to fuck with this. She had a lawn, small lawn too. It'd take me about 35 minutes to mow it. So I mowed her grass for like 3 years. No big deal. I don't think I'm going to go to heaven. And she came out to me one day and she said, I really wish you'd quit cutting my grass. You cut it too short. She said, I'm going to get somebody else to do it. It's like, okay. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's perfect, Kathy. Yeah, isn't that crazy? But I know that cervical cancer coming back. She could have been on some drug. She could just think I'm a dick that was cutting the grass too short. But I would have thought you would have approached me a little bit different about it. Yeah, so I just didn't do it anymore. Yeah, I didn't do it. Nope. couple deadbeat kids, didn't do shit around the house. She had a teenager. He should have been cutting it. Another fucking young dope smoker didn't do shit. And I'm not against marijuana. I'm skeptical of its long-term use. I'll have to get Natasha to fucking Google it for me. Oh, I think so. Yeah, Drifter. Yeah. See, it's 2 o'clock in the morning for me. Yeah, it's nice. These impromptu chats have been getting more people. I don't really judge a chat by how many people are on it, but it's interesting when they come on and how there's some more people now than others. You just never know. I mean, I never look around, because I'm doing my own or I'm looking at YouTube videos. But are there like a lot of live chats on it this time of night, or none, or what? Yeah, that could have been it too. Yeah, Nikki was her name. That's one. I'm getting too far from my signal. Yeah, I didn't really take offense to it. Oh, okay. Yeah, buffering and walk too far away from the house. Here, it'll get better. Yeah, I like, for some reason, this shows you, like, what are you thinking? What are you made out of as a person? What do you watch? What attracts you? Again, profiling. And for some reason, I'm not anti-cops. I think we need them. I just had one let me go out with speeding ticket the other night. Not that there's here or there, but for some reason, I really enjoy cops off duty getting drunk driving tickets. Yeah, people are strange. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's like you just don't know what to believe. You know what I mean? Yeah, just cops getting drunk driving tickets. The other night, if you guys hadn't heard this before, I got my ass handed to me in a divorce hearing trial. Actually, I'm going to get the full verdict Friday. Just a bad day. And the fucking thing lasted till 2:30. The lawyer said to me, let's go back to my office. Like, talk about fucking what? He said, well, you don't want to go back to the office? I said, I don't mind going back to the office, but what the fuck are we going to talk about? I'm an older guy now that's paying like $4.50 an hour. You're not like, because you're a lawyer and shit, going to get me to do anything I don't want to do. I'm pissed off. It's obvious. You'd have to be a fucking Down syndrome but not realize just went down. What are we going to fucking talk about? Me getting my ass kicked and paying you all this money? I don't blame him. I thought he did a good job. It's not his fault. But I wasn't exactly in the mood to be hish-hashing what I was trying to forget. I said, if you want to talk about something, let's sit in my car, your car, just fucking bill me like you would if I drove down there. But no, I don't feel like going there. Fucking bullshit. Yeah, you're right, Rita. So anyway, tomorrow we're having a conference at 1. He's filled out a whole bunch of shit since then. But he's turning in tomorrow for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. I'm tired of fucking with this thing. But anyway, the cop pulls me over. Shitty day. 300 miles up Florida, no problem. You're hauling ass. It's expressway. And then you get to Georgia. And right where you just get to Georgia, on that southern end of Georgia where it meets Florida, it's all like speed traps and 65, 55, 35, 25, a million turns, pitch dark. And I was talking to Reed, actually. And as I'm driving through there, I'm watching my speed pretty much. And I'm talking to Rita, and I'm driving, and I see like the parking lights come on, a car, and then a second later the blue lights come on. It's like, fuck. And the second I look down, 74, it's what it says. It's like, I am fucked. And I wasn't sure what the speed limit was there. So he comes up, and the first thing he says to me is, he said, do you want to see the accuracy meter in my radar unit? Nah, I didn't even know what he was talking about, but no, I didn't. I said, I don't want to see it. I said, he said, you were doing 74 and a 55. It's like, fuck, 19 over. I said, nah, actually, when I looked down, my thing said 74 too. So, I don't think they're both wrong. I said, I'm not going to bore you with the details, but I had a fucked up day today, man. I got my ass handed to me. I got a Michigan driver's license, but I live here in Georgia now. I'm not going to bore you. And I watch these videos on YouTube, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not one of these guys. I have the right to drive down this road. Sovereign bullshit. You're out here. You should be solving murders. Don't know what you do. Just give me the fucking ticket. I appreciate you doing your job. You're out here giving a fuck, and that's hard to see, witness very often nowadays. Caught me on radar. I was speeding. If you say that fucking thing said 74, I believe you because so did mine. He says, well, can I see your driver's license, please? Like, yeah, sure, okay. And it's like a long time, like 10 or 15 minutes. Then he came back and he said, hey, here you go, Tom. He just hands me my license, no ticket. It's like, what? I said, I'm not getting a ticket. He said, no, you're not getting a ticket. You had a bad day already. I said, you got to be kidding me. He said, nope. Unless you want one. It's like, I don't want one. Can't believe I'm like getting off like this. He said, just slow it down. He said, but I said, there's a guy about 30 miles up the road that's going to be sitting there and it's 35 and he will not let you go. So watch it. Sure as shit. About 20 minutes later, here's that cop right where he said he was going to be. Doing 35. Then got the hell out of there and drove home. Yeah, God, man. So lucky. Yeah, nice guy. Yep, there's that planet. Higher in hell now. Now it's higher. See it? Hey, let me put this phone near this beehive and see how loud these bees are. They say bees sleep at night. It's a bunch of bullshit. Not all of them do. You guys hear this? Isn't that crazy how loud they are? They're fanning. They're trying to cool down the hive. They'll sit at the entrance. There's probably 500 of them with their butts facing away from the entrance to the hive, sucking that hot air out of the hive. No, it's crazy, isn't it? Boy, this is just a gorgeous night. I mean, this is really a beautiful night. I'm just staying out here longer because of it. Good night, LA. You party on. Yeah, it's interesting, you tend to think at least I talk to most of the people I know, and they're like Marty. Marty goes to bed at 8:30. Shit, I slept 11 hours last night. Took some of that ZQL. I got up. I wasn't up 5 minutes. Turned my cell phone on, and I hear a car coming in the driveway. It's Marty. He's already driven like 300 miles or some shit like that from somewhere. He said, how's your day going? He said, how's your day going? It's like, well, I'm not sure. It just started. There's a lot of times in the winter when I was still like suffering with a lot of depression. He would go to bed, and when he'd get up, I'd still be up, and I haven't went to bed yet. Yeah, he gets up like 4 or 5. Yeah, he does. Yeah, this guy, a lot of this time, this guy will be 200 miles away, and it's 6 in the morning. crazy, isn't it? Yeah. You'll never meet a nicer guy in your life. This guy is the kindest, generous, most giving, good guy you've ever met. I got so lucky to meet this guy. Like I said earlier, I had friends, but not like this. You know, like really tight friends, man. Laugh, joke, share ideas. We really don't hang around that much. You know, I kind of do my own thing. He does his own thing. That's it. I still have my condo, but not for long. Another month or so. Yeah, actually, I paid extra to have these 12-foot insulated garage doors get here sooner, so I can go up there. It's a young married couple. They're really nice. I'm giving a deal, actually. Offer to pay their closing costs because they couldn't swing that and the down payment at the same time. I just look at it as like helping them out. I could have got more money for it, probably. And they're so excited. You know, of course, they want to get in there, and they're living at the in-laws now because they don't. He's a park ranger, and I don't know what she does. And I'm just happy to help them out. I met him on eBay. Met him on eBay about 6 years ago. And I had I was a big photography collector, and I had what's called a panoramic photo. It was a photo of like guys in front of a bomber, like the whole squadron. And it was in the original frame with glass. And when he called, he said, I said, do you want the frame in the photo? I think I should take the photo out, the frame. He said, no, I want you to just send it all. He said, if it makes it great, if it doesn't, fuck it. Well, I built like a wooden frame for it. I packaged it as good as I could. Foam rubber, wood frame, protected the glass as good as I could. And it got there in about 1,000,000 pieces. And he had emailed me through eBay, and he said, hey, this thing came here like shattered. You want any pictures of it? It's like, nah, fuck it. I gave it an immediate credit for the whole thing. And then he got a hold of me and said, you shouldn't have done that. I didn't care. He didn't even care about a refund. Then we got talking, and I had some other things. And, over a year we talked, and he was going to buy a bunch of stuff, and he eventually did. And then I basically sold like most of my stuff to one guy. It was 2 trips. And then one time it was around Christmas. And I had some other stuff he wanted. And he said, hey, why don't you meet me in Louisville for dinner? And bring that down. I'll buy it off you. It's like, okay, I'll do that. So I met him in Louisville, which was halfway for both of us. We got talking and shit. And by that time, he had got to know me pretty well. And he knew, I told him I just got out of a couple nut houses. And, I was struggling with this depression. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And then as the friendship came on, he said, well, you ought to come down here and visit, And it's like, yeah, okay, because I didn't know him that well yet, although it was getting better. And then I did come down here one time, and then I went back, and he said, well, you ever have that problem again, and, you just need a change of pace or something, just come down here, man, just stay as long as you want. And I said, are you serious about that? He said, yeah, I want you to call me. It's like, be glad to have you. Like, my wife's not here. We live in Hilton Head, and I got this other home. It's like, okay. So, I had another episode, I guess you could say, and I called him up and said, hey, man, you serious about this? He said, yeah, just come down here. I said, when? He said, why don't you leave right now? Or leave in the morning. And it was like 6 o'clock at night or something like that. He said, just leave right now. I'll tell you where a key is. That's exactly what I did. I had like about a week's worth of clothes and never went back. Was down here over a year. For almost, 9 months before I ever went back. And I went back last December. And then during the whole time I was here, we got to be tighter friends. And he kept saying, you ought to come down here and just live, man. It's like, I don't know about this, man, He said, yeah, you really do. And I came out here, and it's like, okay. That's how I met him. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got super lucky, man. It took me my whole life. And he just happens to have like a ton of money. He owns a paper company, which I don't want to say it doesn't help, because it's like anything I needed, like no problem. I mean, I could tell him tomorrow, it's like, hey, you know, I'm really depressed. And he'd say, this is an example. Well, like, what do you think would make you like feel better? It's like, well, new Corvette. It's like, okay, we'll go pick one out. Just, you know, give me a call. I'll wire him the money. He's like the easiest going, nicest guy. It's crazy. And then when I came down here, yeah, 9 months. Yeah, I didn't go back till December. Yeah, I was here in April last year. And I didn't go back there till December of last year. Yep. And then, I just went back there for 5 weeks and fucked around. And, he didn't want me doing anything while I was down here. Like, he's paid to have this grass cut and stuff before. $3,000. And he said he likes doing it, but I can tell you this. I don't really like doing that kind of shit. But it's like all like new equipment and stuff. And, before you know it, like there was I would say the first 6 months I was here, I wasn't capable of working. I don't think I could have done it. I mean, sleeping in, not doing shit, clothes laying all over, just really doing nothing, And then I slowly started getting better and trying different medications. And then I thought, well, it had to have been sooner than that, because I thought there's no way I'm sitting down here not doing shit. And then, I know what it was. The summer came. And it's like got a new John Deere tractor and all this equipment. It's like I didn't even know how to run any of this stuff. I'm going on YouTube, like trying to figure out and start it and stuff. How to not kill yourself. We had a skid steer that was sold. We're getting another one though. And that was the only one that really worried me about killing myself. So I learned how to, went on YouTube. And, the manuals take too long to read. And I just started like doing stuff around here. And I got it down. If stuff's done my way, like I know what's what, I'm like on it. I don't like anybody messing with it. I got this place down to a science. I spray, and I got all the bushes trimmed, and I've got all the trees trimmed. And I got all the driveway sprayed. You don't need to like do anything but cut grass. There's nothing to do when you cut grass. Everything's trimmed, sprayed, no weeds, none of that shit. So actually, I don't think he's done anything since I've been here. And when I went up to Michigan for 5 weeks, he didn't do anything. I mean, I'm not knocking the guy, but I think it was part of because he knows like I'm funny about that shit, even though it's his equipment. I got a certain way of like doing this. And I came back in 5 weeks in the summer here. I mean, it looks like hell. I thought to myself, this looks like shit, man, but thank you for not fucking with it. And sure enough, I went right back to my routine in like a couple days, which I was happy to do. You guys can imagine it's very easy to be motivated to do things for him. And I've been that way. I've done that. So I got it all down. Like tonight I did, it's like, actually I do things too early sometimes. But the reason for that is because I want it like this certain way. And I don't let anything get out of the box. You know what I mean? Like weeds or repair or equipment needing some work on it. I'm always caught up, and I just could not do that for so long when I got down here, and he never said a word. Oh, sorry about that, Kathy. My mental health, good, pretty good. I mean, much better. I would say, I'd say it's like probably, on a scale of 10, I'd say it's probably an 8. But I say when I came down, it was probably like a 1.5. Yeah, I would say it's good. It's good because, it's like, I got like something to do. And, I went up to West Branch to like help a sister, and I'd been up there 10 or 11 years, and I haven't talked to her for 8. They were like really evil people. So was my nephew, and nobody can stand them. And, I liked West Branch. It was a good place to live. I got to do things. I liked that winter weather, and we just didn't have winter anymore. So it's like, I had plenty of thoughts. It's like, shit, man. Am I just going to die here? And the funny thing about it is, my sister was the first single female to own a McDonald's franchises. She was widowed, and she got her first store in '77 in West Branch, and that was like 200 miles from where we lived. And she moved my parents up there in 1975. And I didn't even have any home to go to. It didn't matter, but I just took off to college. My parents really didn't even know what I was doing. It's like, hey, if you ever feel like coming up, come up to West Branch. It wasn't like a good old warm type family. So I started going up there. I'd visit them once in a while. And it's like I went up there when I was young, and then a college kid. And then, my whole life I wasn't around there. And then I kind of hooked up with my sister again when I was living in Chicago. And she had a son that was forcing her out of business. And I went up there and straightened that out and got her a lawyer and a CPA. Well, it all got back to this crazy son of hers, getting them kicked out of McDonald's franchises. Long story short, he married this bimbo bank teller that was just a gold digger. And they had 9 kids that can't read or write. The kids never went to school in Michigan. If you claim you homeschool kids, that's good enough. There's nothing they can do. And they didn't do anything. They'd stay up all night, be drinking Red Bulls, playing video games. None of them know anything. Well, that worked. So it was about 5 years ago. They were thrown out of McDonald's, but there was so much debt that by the time they got kicked out, there wasn't much money to go around. My nephew went out and bought a new motorhome. They moved down to Florida. They tried to open up a trampoline shop. Long story short, my sister eventually ended up getting evicted from her $180,000 house. They all went broke. My nephew now, the wife divorced him once the money stopped. Big divorce. She's trying to get him charged with criminal sexual shit for the kids, which I don't like him, but I don't believe it. Now he's driving a truck, living in a dump after having it absolutely made his whole life. Good night, Karen. Yeah, it just shows you how things can turn around. So, I'm up in West Branch now. My parents have been dead for a long time. My sister's dead. Not that it mattered because I wasn't talking to her. I don't talk to my nephew. It's like, shit, I'm going to die up here just like they did. They move up here. She died there. They died there. And it's now I'm going to die here. Which, there were worse things in life, but it was like, I thought, man, I hope something changes for me. Well, it did. Here I am in Georgia and going to move all my stuff out of that place in the next month or two, and I probably will never go back. You going nighty-night, Chris? So that's how I met Marty, and that's how I ended up down here. Yep, weird. Look at these stars tonight. You got to get up early, Chris? Yeah, I mean, I'm skeptical. Things happen for a reason, that kind of stuff. But I don't know about that. I mean, I know things happen, right? Why? Good question. Yeah, I lived down here before, about 35 years ago. I didn't like it. I hated it. I lived in Woodstock. I do like where I'm here now. I didn't even know places like this existed in Georgia. Of course they do. But I didn't think you could be 90 miles from Atlanta and 55 from Augusta. And you'd be living in 200 acres of no light pollution, tons of wildlife. Oh my God, yeah. No, I would be rear-ending people on the way to work with 4 hours. Good for you. Have a good day tomorrow, Chris. So I got lucky, I don't know how else to explain it. Boy, that moon's really moving across the sky tonight. And look at that planet, whichever one it is. I live in, I get down to Savannah. Have you ever been to that synagogue there in Savannah? I live between Augusta and Atlanta in a small town called Crawfordville. Oh, it is Jupiter. Okay. Yeah, I'm 55 miles west of Augusta. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I get over to Savannah once in a while. They have those good shrimp down there. There's a lady that sold them here in Thompson, but her husband died and she went out of business. You know, that whatever those kind of shrimp are, that sweetwater shrimp. Hadley thinks it's Saturn. How you like it down there in Savannah? Oh, you looked it up? It's oh, okay. Oh, Jupiter. Okay. Yeah, it's bright as hell. Big too. It's really big. Oh, thank you. Oh, how long you been down there, Jelly Jane? Yeah, they do have rattlesnakes. Yeah. Yeah, they're down here. I look for them. I never can find them. Okay, where'd you move from, Jelly Jane? Oh, okay. Well, you would have driven right by Crawfordville then. Do you know where Greensboro is? Union Point? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a cool little town. I mean, I don't think it'd be so cool living in Crawfordville, but in a deal like this, it's nice. Yep. Well, I think I'm going to go to Betty by myself too, you guys. So it's great having you guys on. I love these impromptu late night chats. They just seem better than the earlier ones, and they always do. It's not like an anomaly. Hey, JMO. I'm getting ready to go to Betty. Klaus, I hope you have a good day today. Thank you. Rita, you nighty night. Jelly Jane, good talking to you. Kathy, ACB. Don't want to miss anybody. I think everybody else went nighty night. Karen, hope you have a good day tomorrow. She's in there sleeping with Marty. Daisy never sleeps with. She slept with me because Marty was gone for a few days, but she rarely sleeps with me. She sleeps with Marty all the time. Good night, Drifter. Yeah, you party on. Have a good day tomorrow. Go out if you guys are. If you get a chance, if you got a second before you call it quits, go out and look at the moon and that Jupiter. It's really beautiful tonight. I'm hoping it's clear skies where you're at because it's really an exceptionally beautiful night out. Good night, Kathy. You party on. Good night, Chris. Good night, JMO. Good night, Kathy.